Hello and welcome to Boomer Live. Today we are going to be talking about the game between Gujarat Titans and the Punjab Kings. It was Gujarat Titans who chose to bat first and they only managed to score a score of 143. And all thanks to Sai Sudarshan who brought a gritty knockout there, trying to take the score to close to 145 odd. But in response, Punjab managed to chase it on quite comfortably with 8 wickets in hand. And towards the late run, it was Liam Livingston's blitz which made them chase down with close to 24 balls remaining. I have Jones and Sandipani to talk about the game, of course. Jones, I'll get to you first up. These are the kind of losses you want to get away as early as possible before you go to playoffs, isn't it? And how would Gujarat react to such a loss?
I think if you look at the post-match presentation of Hardik Pandya, he has told that he needs to put the team out of the comfort zone. They might face these kind of games, especially if you lose the toss. Uh, at Kolkata or Motera Stadium will be hosting the playoff stage as well. So there will be fresh wickets and chasing team will be having the advantage as well, especially in Kolkata. We have seen how flat Eden Gardens has been in recent times. So these games come up to them during that stages, and that might be new for them if they are not going to bat first in these group stages. Especially their success has been more
Yeah,
often came in the batting second. And if you look at Punjab has a powerhouse batting as well. Even
yeah,
though they haven't clicked as a team, but if you look at the name by name in the batting sheet till number 6 or number 5, they have a powerhouse as well. So it was a perfect game to try out that, and they failed as well. I don't think they'll be looking too much into this match, and they have got few positives as well.
yeah.
Like Sai Sudarshan is a big positive, especially they were looking for the number 3 spot. They tried Vijay Shankar, then they went with Sai Sudarshan, and after that Vijay Shankar came in again. But they have given a long rope to Sai Sudarshan, and he has proven that like he has got that game to be an anchor. If Gujarat is losing a early wicket, maybe in the first over or second over or third over, Sai Sudarshan can come in and take the game and help the middle order to get that platform. Especially they have informed Hardik Pandya, Tiwary has been doing so well, David Miller has been doing so well. So they have got 3 informed batters as well. So Sai Sudarshan can play a vital role leading into the later half of the group stage once pitch is going to die out as well. So they have got few positives to take down, and
Absolutely.
they can take this game as a certain game that as a learning curve moving forward to the playoff as well.
Absolutely. Sandipani, coming to you now, of course, a game like this could possibly be a blessing in disguise because then you would be able to know how to approach many of these games going forward. And Jones rightly mentioned, and also Hardik Pandya speaking that out in the post match as well, that they want to try themselves out. You wouldn't really say that Gujarat won't qualify from this stage because they have 16 points and they look well to be in top two rather than even qualification. Just let's talk about someone like a Shubman Gill. He has had great success at the start of the tournament, and somewhere he has faded away. What do you reckon has happened to him through the course of this tournament?
I think today his dismissal was, I don't know, there was no single in that. The way he got out, I think Rishi Dhawan did a fantastic job with that direct hit, but there was no run in there. So I think he was just getting a bit anxious to get off strike. That happens, and I think, as Jones rightly pointed out, Sai Sudarshan coming in at number 3 and playing that knock will give Saha and Shubman Gill way more independence in that batting lineup. Now they can play a bit more freely. They know that they have another anchor in at number 3, and then there is Hardik Pandya to follow at number 4, and Miller, Rahul Tewatia. All of them have been in great form this series, this season. But you can't expect them to like carry on performing in every game. So they in the in the middle they are allowed to have one bad game, and I think they would be happy that they had this bad game in this phase. I think the next 4 or 5 games that they play in the group stage, all of those games they can easily experiment, because not
Yeah,
just qualifying, I think 16 points almost assures you a top 2 spot as well. I
yeah,
think the third and fourth team will also get 16 points, and if they can maintain the net run rate, probably another win will keep them safely at number 2.
Yeah.
like safely in the top two. So they can go out, play their cricket a lot more freely. They can experiment a bit because they really don't have any pressure right now. It's all about shaping your team up for the playoffs in Kolkata.
Absolutely. Jones, coming to you now. Let's talk about a bowler like Rashid Khan. This season is averaging close to 30 with the ball. He's not able to pick up wickets consistently, though he's been economical. Is it that teams are looking to just play him out, or do you see something different from the past seasons? Because if you look at 2021, 2020 seasons as well, teams had looked to play him out, but he used to still manage to pick up wickets. But this season, that hasn't been the case. But though the other bowlers have been chipping in pretty well for Gujarat, that you're not been able to see that big void of not him picking up wickets. What do you reckon has been the change this season?
I think teams are trying to play out, and you need to look at the pitches as well. Last year, matches happened in UAE conditions, and this year, matches are happening in Mumbai as well. So there will be lots of differences between two countries. And if you look at even same happening for Boomer as well.
Yeah,
The teams are trying to play him out safely, and and batters are improving as well. It's not like 2016 or 17 or 18. It's 2022. There are lots of ways to counter the bowlers. They knows that even if you are keeping Rashid out for 24 or 26, they can take down other bowlers as well. Even though Rocky Ferguson is a world class bowler, but we are seeing him inconsistent. He can be ruthless at one day, and he can be one of the worst bowlers at one day as well. That is the issue for Rocky Ferguson, and there is like inexperience as well. Like Alsari Joseph is an inexperienced guy, even though he is an international player, but he haven't played much T20 cricket apart from CPL. Then,
absolutely.
if you look at Sangwan hasn't played much. He hasn't made his debut for international as well. Then Shami can go for runs after the power play. So there are loopholes in the Gujarat bowling unit as well. So every team knows that if they are going to play out Rashid Khan, then they can take down this Gujarat Titans bowling unit as well, and they can make few changes as well. Once they are is fit and available, then it will be strengthen their bowling, and I believe they can try out Sai Kishore as well. Like he brings that extra variety which they don't have. They don't have a left arm spinner right now. They have Rashid Khan, Tiwary, express pace is there, new ball attack, everything is there, but they does not have a left arm spin. So that is, especially Sai Kishore has been one of the best bowlers in domestic cricket as well. If you look at in any 50 over format or 20 over format, his name will be in the top five list. Maybe might not be in the wicket takers, but in the economy rate, strike rate, etc. So I believe that is where they can make a change and try out Sai Kishore, especially they are almost in a safe zone. Maybe they might need one more game to be that 100% qualification, but there are 4 games left. So I believe they can try out Sai Kishore and look for him as an opportunity, best, especially when you're playing Motera Stadium in the qualified two and final. Motera is a big ground as well, so Sai Kishore's left arm spin can be really handy along with Rashid Khan in that 7 to 15 phase.
Yeah. And Sai Kishore has done pretty well in Motera as well. If you look, he and Siddharth Maniraman has had a great record for Tamil Nadu and SMAT playing in that ground. Coming to you, Sandipani now. Let's talk about Punjab Kings. Punjab Kings were very pleased with this win, and of course with the run rate at which they've scored those runs, and they've been able to, of course, up the net run rate as well. Very little surprise that they sent Johnny Bass to opening, and they had pushed down Mike Agarwal to a position like number 4.
Yeah, I think it was a very interesting choice,
Number
given
5.
that both, yeah, number five, but it was a very interesting choice given that both Mayank Agarwal and Johnny Bairstow were not in the very good best of forms. So I think it was what the try getting in Bairstow up the order because he has done extremely well opening the innings for Sunrisers Hyderabad as well. So it was what the try getting him up at the top, but it will be his form is now starting to become a concern for them because it's he did not perform well in 4 games, and then in the game where they were chasing he got that 30-35, but then again he would not be happy with his effort because he was not able to win the game for the team, was not able to be there till the end for the team. So he will probably look to, like, he's sort of going through a bad phase. He'll start getting a bit. I think that Mayank will be back at the top of the order in the next one, because at number 5, and also more to do with experience. I think I mentioned this, that Punjab Kings did not have enough experience in the lower middle order, and in the like for the later stages of the game. At number 4 you have Livingston. At number 5 you have sorry, at number 4 and 5 you had Livingston and Bairstow, if Rajapaksha was coming in at number 3. So number 6 and number 7 spot was given to Jitesh Sharma and say Rishi Dhawan, both of whom have not like Rishi Dhawan is coming back to IPL after a long time, and Jitesh Sharma is very inexperienced when it comes to IPL. Is very new to IPL. He has done very well for the franchise. So I think just to like solidify that middle order, Mayank Agarwal decided that he'll come in at number 5 or number 6 for that matter. We were not sure. I think Jitesh Sharma could have come in at number 5 too. But yeah, I don't think that this is going to be the case in the next game. I think Mayank Agarwal will be back at the top, and Bairstow will again have to look for a position in the middle order, because Rajapaksha is doing brilliantly well at number 3. Rajapaksha and Dhawan, I think this was the third time that they have had a very good substantial over 50 runs partnership this season, and it is clicking for Punjab Kings. And I think this approach is way more better than going all out, because now they don't have two power hitters like Shah Rukh Khan and Odin Smith are not in the team, so they don't have that explosive power hitting at the end, taking nothing away from Jitesh Sharma and Rishi Dhawan. But I think when you talk about hitters, strikers, I think the name of Odin Smith and Shah Rukh Khan has a lot more potential in there. So they are aware of their situation, and hence the sort of conservative approach. Play the first 6 overs, don't lose too many wickets in the first 10 overs, so you can capitalize on the last 10. This was the issue for Punjab Kings in the early phases of the tournament, before Rishi Dhawan and Sandeep Sharma were in the team, that they did not have a proper death over bowlers, they did not have a proper 4th and 5th bowling option, and they did not have the players to perform at the end, because they were losing too many wickets up at the top. So I think it's going well for them. They would be very happy with this performance and hope they can continue doing so for the rest of the tournament.
Jones, we've seen with this Punjab team that they've been blowing hot and cold. They win a match and then they lose another one. It's been that issue with their consistency through the course of this tournament as well. Now, they had performed today really well, especially with their ball. Even the last game, you saw them perform exceedingly well with the ball, but it's the batting which has let them down. As I already asked you, Sandipani, regarding the batting position, you reckon this is an ideal batting lineup for them? For example, with Johnny Bairstow opening, which gives him the best chance to go alpha leather up front, and Mayank Agarwal batting somewhere at number 4, number 5?
I think they don't need to change very soon, especially they have won today, even though Bairstow hasn't done well today. But changing batting unit for the next game, that might bring that insecurity or that security issue for the players as well. So I believe it's better to go with the same batting unit at least for next 2 games. I'm not saying Mayank should be batting at number 5, but even if you look at the even if you look at today, they sent Livingston mainly maybe because of the run rate issue. He can finish the game so early. We have seen what he has done through the season. Or else, I believe Mayank should have batted number 4, and he is a better player of spin as well. We have seen in Test cricket, in Asian conditions, the way he has been taking those spinners, or even in his debut Test match as well, the way he took down the Leon in Melbourne as well. So it might be a fortune which Mayank has been waiting for this season. He hasn't fired what he has done in IPL 2019 and 2020. He was one of the best openers in the IPL in last 2 years, but he haven't clicked this year. But so maybe at number 4 he can do that exploit against spinners. So that might be one change he might be looking as well. But changing this batting order for the next match, I don't think it's ideal, especially for Bairstow as well. He hasn't done that well this season. He played at number 4 through the season. Then he got a chance in as an opponent today, and taking that opportunity again might be tough for him to adapt as well. That won't be ideal for Punjab Kings moving forward.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Liam Livingston, Sandipani. Have you seen a bigger 6 than that this season or the last couple of seasons? Because that was monstrous, right? The 170, and he's also hit sixes of 105 meters, 108 meters also in this IPL. He can be a really good 6-hitter just to send him in there and just to unleash him. Is that the role Punjab would want him to play, just to go out there, unleash the attack? And today also he picked up a couple of wickets. So what do you make of him as an all-round cricketer now going ahead in the tournament?
I think that's pretty much his role. I think that's his game. He has a very attacking, like his game is to go out there and attack the bowlers, be aggressive, and get those quick runs. So I think there is nothing wrong with his intent. All the more reason why Punjab Kings will be looking to, as Jones rightly pointed out, that if they don't lose 2 or 3 wickets within the first 10 overs, I don't think that Liam Livingstone will have to come in at number 4. He can ideally come in the 12th, in the last 8 overs, say, and play that role which say Andre Russell plays for KKR. Finish the innings for them and be explosive at the end without any pressure. So I think, and also I haven't seen a 117-meter six in the last, say, 4 or 5 years of cricket, leave apart IPL. So it was a humongous hit, and I think it
You guys
got
remember the
some.
six which he hit of Harris Roth in England? That six which he hit to the parking lot. I think that was very close to 117, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it was something around 117 only, 150, 100. We have seen that if a player whose miss hits go for 90, 92 meters, if he connects a ball with proper pace in it, it is meant to travel. And we have seen that he has been a big power hitter for England, and also in the 100. That's where his recognition mainly came from. The 100, he was just terrorizing all the bowlers. So it's good to see Liam Livingstone finally coming good in IPL. This time around, he averages something around 30 this season, which has been a way better season than the last 2 opportunities that he got for Rajasthan Royals. I think he has been coming good for them, and this is the role I think they should specify. Like, this is the role specified given to him, because they have Rajapaksha and Bairstow in the middle order as well at number 3 and number 4 to sort of stabilize the innings. So Liam Livingstone can come in and play his own game without any issue out there, because he's just out there to come in and hit the balls.
Yeah,
So I think they can continue with that approach.
absolutely.
And also about him picking wickets, he picked up just a 1 wicket, and also it was very good to see that he bowled he's the officially the 6th bowling option for them. But Chahar got injured really early in his first over, so he had to come in and complete the quota of Chahar's over, which is a big responsibility. Teams would have gone after him. I was surprised that Gujarat Titans did not have too many wickets left in the bank after, say, Rahul Tewatia or Miller would have got dismissed. So I think they took a more conservative approach against him. Miller tried to go after him, he was out, and then Rahul Tewatia did not have an option to really go after him because they did not have enough firepower, enough depth in the batting order. We all know Rashid Khan can play a huge innings, game-turning innings, but that's not going to be the case in every game, as I told.
Absolutely. Jones, coming to you now, because Rahul Chair is a very important part of the squad now if they have to really finish well at the end of this tournament. If he is going to stay out of the team for a pretty long time, how big a miss is that going to be? And can they actually fill that void?
I think it will be bigger loss, especially the way Rahul Chahar has been bowling. If you look at the starting of the IPL, he was one of the best spinners in the IPL as well. In this season, he had that control. He missed out lots of wicket after the World Cup. He didn't play much matches. So the way he came back into the season, so it was really great to see. Especially we have seen what he has done in domestic cricket. The way he bowled for Mumbai Indians as well in last 2 IPL whenever he got opportunity. So it will be a bigger miss, but I think it won't be. If you look at he came back and he bowled that over as well. So I think he will be fit and fine. And Punjab Kings need him as well to get that control. If you look at Rabada used to take wickets, but if you look at his figures, like he used to give that 35, 38, etc. in most games. So you need to have that control, which Akshadeep has been providing. So you need someone to have a partnership as well in bowling. So Rahul Chahar should be fit and available for Punjab moving forward, and he can bowl in any kind of deck as well. He does not need to have a gripping or turning pitch. In the flat pitches as well, he used to bowl really good varieties. So Punjab Kings badly needs him in that middle phase in this IPL.
Absolutely. That's a very good point because Rahul Chahar is a huge part of this squad as well. Sandipani, coming to you before we end this show, let's talk about Kagiso Rabada. Kagiso Rabada has been one of the vital cog for whichever team he has played over the years, but especially this season, he's picked up 17 wickets in 9 innings, and he's again back in the contention for purple cap because last season especially, he was fading away slightly, but before that, he was known as a purple Kagiso Rabada because every time he balls, he used to pick up a wicket consistently in every match. And finally, it'll be big signs for Punjab Kings that he's back in form and he's back in really good rhythm, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Punjab Kings would be relieved and they would be very happy that he is coming back to form at this stage of the tournament. This is the business end, and Rabada is one of the more important players of this IPL coming into this IPL. He I think he was the Purple Cap winner in 2019 and 20. He just missed out in 2021. He was fading a bit. Norke was taking that role for the Delhi Capitals. But coming back to 2022, he had picked up 9 wickets in 7 games, and still we were telling that he's not having the best of seasons. He's something is off with Rabada. He should come in and pick up 4 wickets, and he did. He picked up 8 wickets in the last 2 games, and see, he's now back at the top 3, I think, in the wicket takers highest wicket takers list this season. So I think it's a huge bonus for Punjab Kings that he's coming. He's picking up those wickets at the right moment, because Rabada, we have seen, has come in at every phase of the game. He can come in and bowl at any phase of the game. He can come in and give you 2 overs at the top, 2 overs at the end. If you want, you can bowl him in the middle overs if you want to break, if you want to sort of break any partnerships. So he is a very important player for Punjab Kings, and going forward, I think his form will be very vital, because they are quite unsure about. I don't think Rahul Chahar will be fit for the next one. So definitely, with Rahul Chahar gone, Arshdeep and Rabada's role in the team, they have to they have to perform really well, because we know Sandeep Sharma has been extremely good for them in power plays. Not just for them in power plays, Sandeep Sharma has been good for any team that he has bowled in power plays. So his addition, and Rishi Dhawan is bowling in those middle overs. I think Punjab Kings looks a lot more balanced team right now. After that, Odin Smith, and after leaving out Shah Rukh Khan, I think batting, maybe you will say that they don't have the fire, they are lacking a bit on the firepower at the end of the innings if they lose wickets early. But having said that, I think they have one of the more balanced sides right now, because their bowling is very good. They have 5 proper bowlers. Almost Rishi Dhawan, you can almost consider him a bowling all-rounder.
Absolutely. Let's end the show. Before that, I'll ask you both one question. Who has been your performer of this match? Jones, coming to you.
No, I haven't started playing.
No, just who has been your favorite performer of this match?
Uh, I think it's really tough to say, but still, I would be going with Shikhar Dhawan, mainly because you need to have Shikhar Dhawan for Punjab Kings. He need to bring that what he has done for Delhi Capitals in last 3 years. That is where Punjab Kings has been lacking, even though Shikhar is almost in the top 5 batters list. But that is mainly because most of the top order batters has been struggling this IPL, apart from KL Rahul and Josh Butler. So Shikhar hasn't had a great season so far, but apart from few 2-3 games. So Punjab Kings need to bring that Shikhar of Delhi Capitals and set a platform until 10th or 12th over, and Jidesh Sharma, Liam Livingston, etc. can go after the ball from one as well. So I believe that is where Punjab Kings has been lacking this season, and you can't expect Punjab Kings bowlers to win the game. It's
Yeah.
not like LSG or Gujarat Titans or Bangalore, etc. They have Rabada or Akshadip, etc. But they don't have the quality of Bangalore or Lucknow or Gujarat Titans. So you need to have the batters, and you have paid for batters like Livingston for 10 crores something, Bairstow for 7 or 8 something, Shikhar for 7 or 8. So almost 50 or 60 percentage of money has been sent for batters. So they need to win the games for Punjab, and it's a good sign. In last few games, Shikhar has been coming good. So if Shikhar can continue, then I believe Punjab Kings can be one of the contenders for that fourth spot in this IPL as well.
Absolutely. Sandipani, coming to you and quickly. Who has been the best
Yeah,
performer?
yeah. I would go with Shikhar Dhawan as well, because
And did you have him in your
Punjab
fantasy team?
Kings. Yeah, Shikhar Dhawan was my captain in my fantasy team.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I also had Bairstow who did not do well.
Yeah, I had Basto as my captain and he did not do
Yeah,
well. So I'm pretty angry with Basto that he did not do well. I thought today was a day that Basto was going to go berserk, but he did not. No worries, Basto will come good. So will Punjab Kings will have some good days, hopefully. Unlike the last few seasons where they end up on 6 wins and 8 losses. Punjab fans wouldn't want to see that at all. Having said that, thank you, gentlemen, for joining. It was great talking to you about the game in depth. I'm sure Punjab fans will be very ecstatic today that they've got another victory, and they really hope that they would be able to continue this momentum and end the tournament pretty well as well. Guys, play our fantasy contest on Boomer 11 because it's totally free to play fantasy app and you can win prizes worth up to $5,000 playing on it. Link is right in the bio. Click on it and enjoy the fantasy contest. And do remember, you can test your fantasy skills and call upon your friends and get the bragging rights as well, where you can challenge your friends by playing the fantasy contest as well. So don't miss out on that. Follow our Instagram channel where we give some really funny meme content, fantasy predictions, and also latest sporting updates. And follow our Twitter space as well because we do game preview alongside Jones and Sandipani there on our Twitter spaces. So don't miss out on that as well. Having said that, thank you, gentlemen, for joining. I hope you all enjoyed the game and we'll join you all tomorrow. Thank you.
sure.